Should nurses be charged with crimes for deadly mistakes made on the job? It's the eve of a sentencing in a rare case that could change the industry for medical professionals, specifically nurses. This case involves a now former nurse, RaDonda Vaught. She was criminally prosecuted and convicted for a medication error that led to a patient's death. And now this nurse is facing prison time. Her case has gained attention across the country, with many nurses and also medical professionals rallying beside her. They say in an already tired industry, the threat of prison time for human mistakes is a dangerous precedent to set. Here is investigative correspondent Mchugh.
4 years ago, inside Vanderbilt Medical Center, one of the top medical institutions in Tennessee, Nurse RaDonda Vaught administered the wrong drug to a patient, 75-year-old Charlene Murphy. Instead of giving her a sedative, Versed, she gave her a paralyzing drug, Verconium, and it would prove a deadly mistake. Murphy died, and for almost 10 months, nobody knew how. Vaught says she told hospital staffers immediately that she administered the wrong drug.
I told them that I was able to identify what happened. I made a mistake and I give her the wrong medication.
But two Vanderbilt doctors told the medical examiner that Murphy died a natural death, and the hospital didn't report the fatal medication mistake to the state, as required under law. Vanderbilt terminated Vaught and settled with Murphy's family. An anonymous tip prompted the Tennessee Department of Health to investigate.
I know that the reason that this patient is no longer here is because of me. I get to have Christmas with my family every year, and it hurts. They don't. There won't ever be a day that goes by that I don't think about what I did and how it's affected them.
They cleared Vaught and decided not to pursue anything against her. But a year later, they reversed course without explaining why. The state and the Nashville DA singled out Vaught, charging her and not the hospital. The victim's son, Gary, told the Tennessean his mom would have forgiven RaDonda Vaught, and, quote, she would be very upset knowing that this lady may spend some of her life in prison. Today, her case has become a rallying cry for the nursing community.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm a nurse, and you may have seen RaDonda Vaught in the news. Because for years, nurses have been given more and more and more to do with less and less and less resources.
I started covering the case when she was arrested in 2019 on my podcast. As a nurse, I was appalled and just completely shocked and scared, really, when I saw that a nurse could be arrested and charged criminally for making a medication error.
In March, a jury convicted RaDonda Vaught of criminally negligent homicide and abuse of an impaired adult.
It's been 4.5 years. Regardless of the jury's verdict, I'm just glad to not have to, carry around the weight of whatever is going to happen with the justice system anymore.
She faces up to 6 years in prison.
We, the jury, find the defendant, RaDonda Vaught, guilty of gross neglect of an impaired adult.
Be cognizant, be diligent at your job, trust your gut.
Nurse Erica sat through the trial representing nurses who could not attend.
So you've been in nursing for over 20 years. Have you ever seen a situation like this where a nurse has been criminally charged for a mistake?
No. You hear about those very rare angel of death type stories where they plan it and there's intent, but never for an honest mistake without intent.
A mistake, she says, she reported to colleagues immediately.
It was a particularly egregious case, absolutely. No one disputes that. There were things that were missed that RaDonda herself will tell you she did wrong. But nurses make errors all the time because we are human. And when all of the fail-safes and all of the safety things that are supposed to be in place are not there, is it really 100% the nurse's fault? Why does Vanderbilt bear no responsibility in this matter?
This is clearly medical malpractice. It is not a criminal matter. And Vanderbilt shares equally in the result of this case. as RaDonda and should be held equally responsible.
Lori Brown is a nurse, attorney, past president of the American Association of Nurse Attorneys, and author of the bestseller, What They Don't Teach You in Nursing School.
Nurses should not face criminal charges just for doing their job, albeit negligently. That is why there's medical malpractice.
Vanderbilt Medical Center has declined to comment.
While we're passing our meds, assessing our patients, communicating with providers, communicating with family, documenting, charting, and we'll do all of that without making any mistakes, lest we get arrested and face years in prison.
This has set a dangerous precedent. It's a problem, and I don't think that people understand it. The only thing that is going to remedy this problem is for us to have legislation to protect healthcare professionals from being charged criminally for making a medication error, for making errors while they're working. And we need that in all states.
Over 211,000 people have signed a petition asking to grant RaDonda Vaught clemency. But if RaDonda Vaught is sent to prison tomorrow, Nurse Erica says it will have a massive chilling effect on the profession.
It cannot be understated, the detrimental effect that will have on the nursing community if it happens.
And investigative correspondent Rich Mchugh joining us live tonight. Rich, good to see you. You know, we mentioned sentencing is tomorrow for RaDonda Vaught. She faces 6 years on these criminal charges. The state went after her for negligent homicide and abuse. It's really rare, which is part of the reason we're covering it. What was the reasoning for criminal charges in a case like this?
The district attorney referred to what he called gross neglect in this case with RaDonda, and said there was pointed to a series of mistakes that she made, and over a dozen instances where protocols were not followed. So that's what he has been sticking to. Now, critics of that are saying, look, this is a district attorney who was using this case for political reasons. He was running for re-election, just got re-elected. I think it was last week. So raises some questions.
Right. And it also, the larger implications about what's at stake for nurses, the risks of doing the job and human error. I know you talked to lots of nurses as you put this together. What's their biggest issue and concern with this particular case and what it could mean for their job, their profession?
That's precisely it, Marnie. I mean, nurses are, you read about it right now online, nurses are quitting because of this case. They say one of the other big things is, like, what is the impetus for them to be reporting accurately mistakes if there is this possibility that they're going to be criminally charged? They say this is a terrible precedent, and it should not go through.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if it's worth it. They are rallying, as you mentioned, Rich, behind RaDonda. Mm-hmm. There is this petition for clemency, hundreds of thousands. Tell us more about it, and will it make a difference?
I think anybody's guess what the judge is going to rule tomorrow in the sentencing, but I'm told that there's going to be rallying tomorrow by the courthouse. There's hundreds of thousands of these people who've signed this petition for clemency, saying, I stand with RaDonda, I am RaDonda. So this is growing. The governor, this ultimately will fall to one person, the governor of Tennessee. He has told one news source recently that he will not intervene and will not grant clemency. So a lot remains to be seen here.
All right. Well, you're on the case, and we'll be following it as well in the next 24 hours with sentencing set for tomorrow. Rich Mchugh joining us tonight live. Rich, thank you as always. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.